Chi va storze? Now then everyone, it's been a while since we last spoke. It's been a funny old couple of years for me, but maybe old age is finally catching up with me. So I reckon it's 2014 we last chatted. Rat Boy had a killer year, won the overall, and then the silly bugger decided to snap his foot in half at World Champs. Well, like father, like son, I had an incident all of my own that off season as well. We went to a motocross track and I was drifting into a nice sort of corner, and there was a couple of beginner riders there. One of them hit neutral in the corner and stopped a little bit, and I just caught the end of my clutch lever on his exhaust and it spat me into the ground, and my knee just folded underneath me. I knew I'd done something bad straight away. Done for the season, ACL gone. I got in the van, started driving home, and texted Darren Roberts from Harris and Ross straight away. Like, Darren, might need some help. I knew I was out for the whole season. I knew I was no spring chicken, and it'd take a lot longer to come back from, so there was a lot of hard work ahead. Harris and Ross got me in at Spires Hospital in Manchester, and really nice. They looked after me really well, like a little holiday camp really. There's the shower cap, my gown, and leg warmers for road rides once I've finished. Yeah, I was pretty nervous going into surgery. It's amazing, obviously the doctor talked me through the operation beforehand, but I think if I'd have seen all this footage of how they worked on my knee, I probably wouldn't have wanted to go in there.
Like, yeah, this is something in the snack.
Well, he did an ACL reconstruction, which is anterior cruciate ligament, but he also tore his lateral meniscus, he injured the cartilage on his joint surface, and he tore his ACL as well. So what we did today is we borrowed some other tissue from his knee, the hamstring tendons, and reconstructed him a new one. So what that means is he'll be out of pro cycling for a minimum of 6 months. But in conjunction with that, we also stitched back together one of his cartilages, so his meniscus was torn, so we've stitched that back as well.
I think the hardest part of that whole thing was knowing that I had such a long recovery and I didn't have a goal to come back for. Tried to carry on as normal as you can while you're on crutches really. Went to some World Cups and helped the boys out. Rat was having a good year. When he won at Montserrat, I was sat at home watching it, just proud of my little Rat.
That was good timing.
I knew I was out for the whole season, so the Val di Sole plan slipped in right at the last minute.
I said all season that I'd probably feel about right to come back and ride my bike in Val di Sole, but it's not a good track to come back on, so I'll not bother doing it. But somehow I've got an entry and got a number, and I need to do a run down it and see how my knee feels, but it doesn't look good for the track to come back on.
It's nice that he's in his race kit and sober rather than pissed up with a chainsaw.
Arm pump, hand pump, full body pump, brain pump. It's tough, it's a really tough track, and I tried to come back for it.
What, you didn't qualify? Oh my God, a lot of training needed.
I gave it a go. That's what it's all about, isn't it? I was keen to get ready, knuckle down and come in hot for 2016, but not before I went to Worlds to support my boys.
riding World Champs track today was... It was not me! I had nothing to do. Over the years I've won a couple of like World Cup globes and stuff like that, but the Duval glass that I just won now is the best thing ever.
It resembles like a throw a bit of beer in, but it's...
Right, is this filming?
Rip it up, brother!
Enduro!
Oh my god! You alright?
Yeah. My bike's Why you been like that? Fucking I'm only riding, what you been like that for?
For the last 10 years at least, people have been asking me, oh, when you're retiring, it's about time you retired. And I've never really felt it at all. But having that year out with that injury and knowing that I was going to miss a full season definitely helped me decide that 2016 had been my last World Cup season.
Here we are, centre of Sheffield, outside Town Hall, and the lovely people of Sheffield have nominated me for a star on the Walk of Fame. It's a massive honour. I feel quite overwhelmed really. There's a lot of people going to be walking over it, but hopefully one or two stop and have a look at it, which would be cool.
It's all well and good announcing my retirement and making a big fuss about everything, but before I could go racing, I had to go find some points from somewhere. I've had UCI points for the last 22 years, and all of a sudden I'm in this situation where I've got no points left with a year out and I can't get into the World Cup season. A lot of people go chasing points, they go all over the place, and for me it was basically last orders. And got there, started walking around the pits, 7 or 8 positions could get points, and there's probably 10 fast guys there.
He wants a tenner a point, I'll give you a quid a point. Well mate.
5. How many do you need? 30.
30.
Deal.
What's that, 600 quid?
Is it? No.
60.
Yeah, I'll call it 600.
Mellow vibe. All the organisers were sweet, they put a bar on, there was a burger van, and we just sat and chilled and had a great weekend.
Back to the roots, under a good old sprinter awning. Bit of education going on for the boys here. How to build a bridge.
I think what he needs here is a wedge.
Yeah, I need 30 points to get. Yeah, that's good. 30 points to get into World Cup. I've got 0 at the moment, and if you win this race here tomorrow, I think it's only a Category 2 UCI race, you get 30 points for a win. So it's shit or bust really, isn't it?
Nailed it!
Got to be confident.
Just try and be in there,
No point not being confident, is there? One hour. Them look good, them, aren't they?
I prefer the cashews, but these are, a good second.
Yeah, you can't beat a cashew. Brazils.
We are a big chalky nut, aren't we? A macadamia between cashew and Brazil, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit softer, but got that crunchiness.
Yeah, it did cross my mind to sort of go and have a word with everyone and say, let me win this race, get enough points to get in the World Cup, and I'll buy you a beer later on.
I've been struggling to shake him off my tail whenever he's forward. I think he's suiting my track quite well. He's sort of old school. He ain't going to be, the pace will be high for sure, but there's no reason why he can't be up there.
I think he might be coming second. I think I might be coming first there. We'll have to see how we go. Said he got held up, unsure. We'll see. Be nice to see him win though, wouldn't it?
Gotta get some points, okay? Big ones. Big points.
See you up there.
See you, have a good one.
Unfortunately, didn't take any points away from there, so it was all fingers crossed that I could get on the British cycling team and use that jersey at Lords.
We've still got another month. Cheers, well done.
First race back. Yay! I don't think I pedalled hard enough. I didn't know whether to pedal or tuck because it was so windy, and I think I overtooked and didn't pedal enough really. So a little bit pissed off. Thought if I had a proper good run, I could get up there with the boys a little bit, maybe try and crack top 5, but wasn't quite how I planned it.
I think that's the forfeit pint in it for knocking him over.
It's an early one, isn't it? Yeah. Hey, we're here for you. Knuckles. Damn. You up to it? Let's go.
I'm up to it. I was getting up at sort of 6 o'clock in the morning, getting on the hill bright and early. The dew was on the track, the rocks there were so slippy. Luckily for me, Mark Beaumont and Craig Evans were in the same group with me, so I had some friends to ride with. But the conditions that we were riding in that morning weren't really what the conditions would be like in the afternoon for the race runs, so it was quite a tough one. I think the reason that I put most pressure on myself for Lords was I needed to get UCI points so that I could go to Fort William and ride in my custom kit that I'd been designing all off season.
Okay, your last orders in.
World Cup's got a lot tighter while I've had a year off.
Luckily, coming in 42nd got me enough points to be able to do that, so job done, stoked. I came up with the idea that I wanted to pick and choose sort of 3 races through the year, have a big party at the races and make a custom bike and a custom kit and a custom helmet all to match and all look good at those races. Then obviously I spoke to Ali from Frack Creations to see if he'd be willing to paint my bikes for me. So happy that he said yes.
Been pestering Steve for a couple of years now, saying that I think he should get something painted by me, and was over the moon in January when he got in contact with me saying it's his final year, would I be interested in painting his bikes? He was a friend back in the day and he's been a hero since to me, so to paint his bikes was an honour.
And went to World Championships with him in '93, I think it was.
You had to qualify to be entitled to ride the final. He'd had a crash, split his knee open.
You wouldn't get away with it these days, but Ali stuck my number on his bike.
I took Steve's number after I'd qualified myself.
And did my qualifying run for me.
The team manager wasn't so pleased, but you can't abide by the rules always. This tweed frame has really tested us, to be honest. It's so difficult to make a square pattern lay over a curvy surface and look right. but I think we've just about managed it.
Fort William is such an amazing place. To hear everyone screaming for me on track and at the finish line means a lot. I'm sad to say I'll probably never be able to do that again, but now I'll be able to join you for a cold one and do some screaming of my own. This year it was, I had mixed emotions. I knew it was going to be my last time racing World Cup up there. We'd obviously had the sad news about Stevie Smith passing away. It was going to be an emotional weekend. A lot of people turned up to give me a good send-off at that race, and I really appreciate that. Thanks everyone. Yeah, I've always wanted a bar at a race, and what better place to do it than Fort William? Yeah, we've got to try and work out to get a 7.5 ton truck in it. Right by the finish area, Bradfield Brewery came up with some good Yorkshire ale. Here it is, the bar. A bit of Peaty's Trail Ale getting pulled out of these things tomorrow. Got some bells for ringing. Last orders time.
So what are you going to most about Steve out of the road?
A lot of people, they'll cheer for Steve and that's it. They'll go home after that.
No, can't think of anything really.
Just makes it more fun. Just likes to get rad and crazy and have a drink.
No, he helps pack the van and stuff like that. I think that's the thing I'm going to miss the most.
No, I can't. I'm not ready to accept that. He better be here.
We go back to the year 2000 and it was called the bike show at the NEC. Anyway, I made the big trip down to see Steve. He's got a sign saying autographs, 2 o'clock, but I couldn't wait, it's 10 o'clock. So I went up to him and I was like, Steve, could you sign this for me, mate? And he just said no, wouldn't sign it. He said, come back at 2, and he broke my heart. I actually hated Steve. From then on, I did actually cry. And anyway, I went back at 2 and I got my autograph, but I still hated him for quite a bit. And anyway, Steve taught me a valuable lesson not to be nasty to young kids. So I won't miss him.
I was also nervous about qualifying at that race and being in the final. I thought, I've done all this special kit, special bike, I've got a bar there, all these people have come to see me. What if I'm not in the final?
I was more nervous about that, I think, than a full-on run. I was just worried about like my bike holding together, trying not to crash all the way down. It felt like a full-on race run. It was crazy. Georgie, give me 5. Love you. See you at the bottom.
It's a weird one for me to realise that many people are making noise for one person. So I'm coming into the finish, and it's obviously I'm tired from my run. Get over the finish line and the noise just carried on. It was so loud and overwhelming. Greg ended up winning, and Rat did really well too, so we ended up team of the day. What better way to do it? Get up on the podium with the people that supported me for all these years.
Honestly, I'm retiring off this bar. There's that much trail ale flying out. I'm a made man. I've already bought Elks in Ibiza.
Today, in Lenzerheide, we've got a cow theme going on, especially for the Swissies, because they love a cow and a bit of chocolate, don't they? Gone the whole hog on this bike. Santa Cruz sent a raw frame down to Fat Creations for me. ENVE sent some rims, he sprayed them. Sent him a spring from Fox, he sprayed that. He's basically just sprayed everything.
Not sure if I've overdone it a little bit with white grips, but
I definitely milked it hard enough with that bike. Got a bit of beef from a few people, but all went down well. Yeah, it's a tough one for me to to think that I'm retiring from World Cup. I still really enjoy riding downhill. I've still got speed in certain sections of a track. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's what I've always done. And it's strange to now know that I won't be racing World Cups again.
It's incredible, isn't it? And so, honestly, that is the result of the year, that is. That's the result of the year.
Andorra was strange in many different ways. It was my last race and the Syndicate was changing. I'm not retiring from the sport. I'm not just going to come back to Sheffield and sit in my shed and drink whiskey and beer all day long. Well, I'll still do that, but... We've got a Fat Creations masterpiece hanging in the stand. Yet another one. Third one of the year. Last race for me, last World Cup ever. Based on a Spitfire. Got my kills on there. ENVE supplied everything to get done. Chris King did special stuff. Lizard skin grips. Job lot, mate, job lot. Bomb some runs, fly down the hill, you name it. Spitfire jokes coming out all weekend. Racing World Cups is nothing to be messed about with, so going there and doing it half-heartedly, you just can't. For me, it wasn't like I was going there and it was my last race, I was just going to have fun and take it easy. I had to have my wits about me and get down the hill properly.
It's exciting, gotta say that, because it is. A little bit sad, but what an opportunity, eh?
And to even try and qualify so that you make it into the final. I was nervous again about qualifying.
You've been giving me shit all week. You fucking stink. Fucking BO so bad this week. I was like, why is Pete getting at me so much? Baz was like, you must just be nervous, mate. It's his last race, isn't it? He's been riding so mint. He's not really got fitness for a full run anyway, I don't think, but he's been fucking hauling in sections, man. He's riding here.
Can I have this, man? It is what it is. You need to go to the party equipped. The mountain bike industry don't want to lose him as a racer because he done so much for the sport, and I think people are a little bit scared to lose the real spirit of DH racing.
All right, Stephen, I'm going. Gone.
Sit down there, sis. What are you crying for?
I'm not crying.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, chocks away.
Cheers, Steve. Have a good run.
Stood there watching him, fucking biggest lump in my throat. Honestly. And then he fucking did a first straight like I've never seen. It was so sick.
Yeah, it definitely did sink in. After I'd got my breath back from the run, and I went and stood with Roscop and Kathy and people that meant a lot to me over my career that have really supported me.
Yeah, last World Cup one. Done.
This video came on and we sat and watched it, and it got really emotional in the pit, and that's when it kind of hit me that, shit, that's it, I'm done. No more World Cup racing. The age-old question people keep asking me, what are you going to do with your time now? Well, this pub here, New Barrack Tavern down in Sheffield, might see a bit of action, but seriously, nothing's really going to change. I'll still be around.
Oh damn, that was quick.